Hi, I'm Kate from Heritage Business Services, and this will be a quick video dissecting two related forms from the IRS, the 1099 NEC form, which is the form to report compensation paid to certain types of service businesses, and its related form, the W-9 form, which is the form you need to identify whether a business vendor that you've hired will potentially require a 1099. The scope of this video is going to be pretty narrow, mainly targeted towards the type of clients that I serve in my bookkeeping business. So I'm going to walk through a decision tree that I use to help me know when a client needs to issue a 1099 for one of their vendors. And then I'm going to show you on the W-9 form which kind of business structure options that your vendors could select. And if they select that, it's going to signal to you that you're required to issue a 1099. All right, let's dive in. All right, so this is a decision tree that I use. It's provided by one of the resources where I get most of my bookkeeping training. So this is for vendors providing services, also called non-employee compensation. That is what the NEC stands for, non-employee compensation. This is different than, this is a new document. It used to just be the 1099 miscellaneous, but they broke this out. For the 1099 miscellaneous, you'll still need to fill that out for like business rents, for legal settlements, prize winnings, things like that. But this is for people like if you think of hiring like a consultant or a freelancer who provides services. It's not for products. So first question, did you pay him more than $600? Oh, also this is for 2021. Some of this might change each year, so make sure you watch the most updated information. If you did pay them more than $600, will go down, but if you did not, no. So no 1099 NEC is required. If you did pay them more than $600, you have to find out how they were paid. If you paid via credit card, debit card, PayPal, or similar, like coming out of a processor, like a payment processor, then you do not need to issue a 1099. If you paid them via cash, check, bank ACH, and the total is still $600, you will need to issue a 1099. If the portion that you paid them is not still $600, you do not need to issue them a 1099. So let's walk through an example. If you paid someone $1,000 total, but $200 of that was via credit card or business PayPal account, you'll have $800 remaining. If you paid that $800 in ACH, you'll issue them a 1099 for the $800. If it was less than $600, the portion that you paid via ACH, you do not need to issue a 1099 for that. So then we're going to get to this last yellow box on this page. Is the vendor incorporated or filing taxes as an S Corp based on Form W-9? So this is part of the information that I wanted to teach today. Say you send a note to all your vendors that you've worked with over the year, and you say, please fill out this W-9 form, and they come back to you, and you're going to have to decide, okay, with this information that they sent back, do they require a 1099? And I want to walk through the W-9 form. There's a handful of options that a business could check, and depending on what they check, you need to send one, or you might not. So here we have the form W-9, and we're going to discuss these with these numbers. This is box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm actually going to call this, where it says C equals, we're going to call this 6, 7, and 8, because an LLC can enter these tax classifications by writing the letters C, S, or P here. But so you're going to eventually get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This down here says other. I have never seen that, and that's why I would say you need to hire help if you get one of these back with the word other. So people who need a 1099 are boxes 1, 4, 5, and 8. I have never seen something come through as a trust and estate, but 1, 4, 5, and 8 should be what you issue 1099s to. If someone selects 2, 3, 6, or 7, they do not. So let me just talk through a specific example. When I started my business, I started as a sole proprietor, And my own bookkeeping clients, they needed to send me a 1099. I always did that for them. But now I am an S Corp. I made an S Corp election. Sorry, I'm still an LLC, but I'm an S Corp for tax purposes. And so I fill out my W-9 with a check here in this box, and I write an S here. And that means my clients do not need to issue me 1099s. No one who pays me needs to issue me 1099s because of my tax status. So most of the clients that I serve are people who, start out as an LLC, and then once they make enough money, they're probably going to make an S Corp election. So you might have that some years you're needing 1099s from the people who hire you. And then once you make that S Corp election, because you've grown and you're making money and you're taking payroll, and you don't need to get a 1099 anymore. You do need to send them this W-9 to tell them that you don't need one. One caveat I'd like to share, if you hired an attorney in the year, attorneys get 1099 NECs for the services that you hire them for, no matter what the threshold is. I don't know who at the IRS or who in Congress they ticked off to be set aside like that, where they have to get 1099s for all of their income, even if it's less than $600, but they do. The deadline for filing your 1099s is January 31st each year for the previous year's payments that you've paid to this vendor. The best practice is anytime you hire someone to ask for their W-9 right away. Some people go as far as to say, don't pay until they give you the W-9. That's oftentimes easier said than done, but you need to be thinking about who do you owe a 1099 to, and start asking for that W-9 form as soon as possible, as soon as you remember it. Put it as part of your workflow whenever you engage someone, a web developer, a photographer, an attorney, stuff like that. You will need to eventually issue them a 1099, so go ahead and get the W-9 as soon as you can. If this video helped you out at all, I would appreciate your support by subscribing, liking, leaving a question or comment below. It really helps me as I build this YouTube channel. I hope that you found this video helpful. It's not as detailed as it could be because this is a very complex issue, but the folks in my private group, the Fresh Bookkeeping Network, asked this question, and that's the spot where I help small business owners who are doing their own bookkeeping on FreshBooks. And this question came up last week in our office hours, so I wanted to be able to get them some specific answers, and thought this video would help you too. If you're in need of bookkeeping services, please reach out. Or if you're interested in joining the Fresh Bookkeeping Network, where you'll be able to do your own bookkeeping, but have me in your back pocket every week during our office hours to help that you stay accountable and answer all your questions and make sure you're doing things correctly, please let me know. I'll put a link below to find out more information. I'm Kate Josephine Johnson, owner of Heritage Business Services, and I help businesses build their business legacy.